Hello everyone, welcome to another live stream. It's been a while. I've been trying to familiarise myself with all of this, so I hope it's all working correctly, but assuming that it is, hello, welcome to another live stream, welcome to another reaction to a Doctor Who episode. It's been a while, hasn't it? And a lot's happened since then, but I hope you're all okay. As we usually do, if you're familiar with what goes on around here, I'm going to give it a couple of minutes to let anyone pop in if they see that we're live streaming. We've already got a few comments in the chat. I did see some comments earlier in the day, but they're not on my live chat now. So I don't know where they've gone. But I did see your comments. If it was you, I can't remember the names of the people who commented earlier, but if it was you who commented, thank you. I did see your comments and I was planning to address them at the beginning of the live stream, but for some reason they've disappeared off my live chat. So I apologise for that. We have got a few comments though. We've got Cyber Dalek saying, do I also show the episode in the stream? No. Because of copyright issues mainly. Toxic, hello Toxic. I do recognise both of your names. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm fairly certain that you're familiar with the way that things go on around here. I've also realised, because I'm so out of practice with it, that I've completely forgotten to even tweet that we're actually live. So bear with me. If you do follow me on Twitter, then you'll see this tweet going up live. We're going to live tweet. I just want to make sure that anybody who is on Twitter and doesn't realise that we're live streaming, I just want to make sure that they know that we are. So give me 1 second and I will just post on Twitter just to say that I'm live streaming. I'm going to say I'm live right now! Exclamation mark. I'm live right now with my thoughts on tonight's Doctor Who. If you do follow me on Twitter, then I would appreciate it if you retweeted or shared this tweet, just so that we can get as many people joining in the conversation as possible. Okay. Cool. Right. Okay, that's tweeted, so that's good. I might tweet again throughout the show. I've just literally seen news on Twitter, and I've just seen someone commenting, the Whovian with a small collection, which I recognise your name. You've been in the live streams before. John Bishop, new companion. I just saw that pop up on my Twitter. Actor and comedian John Bishop will join the team in the TARDIS for the new series of Doctor Who, as seen in a brief teaser. We've got a teaser.
Yeah, your horoscope for the year ahead. Aries, surprises lie in store this year. The colour blue will be important, and the letter D. Your lucky number's 13. Be prepared for action, and whatever hurdles come your way, just remember, it's not the end of the world.
See the thing, right? Okay, so I need to explain a little thing right now. I am going to go through my thoughts on the episode. Bear with the squeaky chair as well. I really do need to oil it. It was shown after the end credits. See, this is the thing, and I was going to talk about this. Firstly, if you are new here, I would appreciate it if you subscribed, so thanks for that. It looks like we've got quite a few people who I recognise from the chat from the previous live streams watching, so hello. I'm going to go through the comments in a minute. I got to watch it early, which sounds weird, and I didn't get a press pass or anything like that. I turned my TV on, and I knew that they were showing it in 4K HDR for the first time. My TV's 4K, it also does HDR, and I thought, wow. So I loaded up BBC iPlayer. This was at about 6:30. The episode's due to start on BBC One at 6:45. And on the main screen of BBC iPlayer, it said, Revolution of the Daleks. So I clicked on it thinking, okay, it's going to be a waiting screen or something like that. And it started at literally, it was like 33 minutes past 6. So I was technically 10 minutes ahead. That's the reason I didn't see that teaser. I watched it on BBC iPlayer, so it finished. Obviously, I didn't watch it on the channel. So I've literally had 10 minutes more to try and think about what happened in the episode, more than the rest of you guys probably. I don't know if anyone noticed. I went on Twitter as soon as I found it, and I was going to tweet it, but I thought I don't want it to get taken down. And I didn't see anyone saying that it was up early. So that's weird. It's gone black. Oh no, I just realised that. Give me 1 second. You can still hear the audio. Give me 1 second and let me change it. I know why that is. Bear with. Bear with. It's because I'm trying out a new setting on my camera. But at least you're all here. You can still hear me, can't you? You just can't see me. Give me 1 second and I will be back in slightly different quality. So give me 1 second. Right, let's have a look. So it's going to become a podcast temporarily. Let me just add this. This is what happens when I'm away for months. This is what happens. Okay, right, cool. Back. Now I'm tiny. So now I need to just make myself the full screen. Fit to screen, done. Right, okay, it's a little bit worse quality, but it'll do. I was trying out a new setting because I thought that I might be able to stream in 4K, but clearly not. So I'm back. Comment in the chat if I'm back. I'm assuming that I am. That's good. Cool. Okay, right. So we haven't actually started talking about the episode yet. We're already 6 or 7 minutes into the live stream. So hello, everyone. We've got quite a few comments coming up in the chat. We've got Dan. Hey, James. Hello, Dan. Hope you're well. Cyber Will. I did not like the episode. It was all over the place. There was no actual stakes for the Doctor and the ending. I joked about that being the ending with my mates. Well done, Ryan. You rode your bike. Technically, he didn't. Dan says Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, Dan. Happy New Year to everyone watching the stream. Toxic also says Happy New Year. Craig Groombridge says hi. Hello, Craig. It's gone black. Yeah, we fixed that now. Happy New Year to Craig as well. What did you think of the episode, Craig? You're starting to have a conversation in the chat because it went black. That's what it is. Okay, so you can hear me, you can see me. Cool. I'm back, just like Jack, says Toxic. That is 100% true. So yeah, I got to watch the episode 10 minutes early, which was weird, but I'm not complaining. It was good. How good did it look? If any of you watched it in the 4K HDR on the BBC iPlayer, it looked insane. Particularly the title sequence. It looked more colourful than it normally does. It was crazy. I was trying to just rapidly write down as many notes as I could as soon as I finished watching it. So I'm going to go through some of them. I may remember other bits whilst I'm talking because that was a long episode. I think it was 71 minutes, something like that. I really enjoyed it. I know that Cyber Will says he doesn't like it. I really enjoyed it, I've got to admit. I saw, before the episode was out, there was a review that said it was one of Jodie's best episodes. And I'd agree with that. I would say it probably is. I thought everyone was good in it. There was a lot of characters in it and there was a lot to fit in. But I feel that it didn't suffer as much as other episodes have in terms of lots of characters, not enough dialogue. I felt that everyone felt pretty well represented in it. I didn't feel like anyone was just sort of in the background. Although I do think that Graham was a little bit quiet throughout it. He didn't have a lot to say. It was more Ryan and Yaz, I'd say. But I did enjoy it. You probably know how this works here. I usually write down a few good things, a few bad things, a few highlights, and then just overall my thoughts on the episode. The few things that I've got written down under good is the story. I thought it was engaging throughout. I thought it was a clever story. When we first saw the trailer, I know a lot of people said it reminded them of Victory of the Daleks. You know, how the Daleks are pretending to be good and then they turn bad. However, what was that noise? I don't know what that noise was. However, I thought it was all right. I thought the story was okay. On the face of it, yes, it was a similar premise to Victory of the Daleks, but actually, I felt that it was better in a way. It felt like an extravaganza. That's how I'd probably say it. Yeah, I didn't think it suffered from similar issues to Victory of the Daleks. I think it was more original. Having watched it, I don't think you can really compare it to Victory of the Daleks, other than the set out of the story. I liked the idea that with the defence drones, I did feel that it went on quite a long time before the Daleks turned evil. And I know it was a longer episode, so that's probably why, but we're all watching it, And even if you're not a fan of Doctor Who and you're a new viewer, you know that it is the Daleks. You know they're bad. And I do feel that that bit went on a tiny bit. But actually, like I say, the story itself I thought was good. We got lots of comments, so I'm just going to go through them as well. The Whovian with a Small Collection said they sort of guessed that would be the ending, but it was an okay special. 75 minutes long, yeah, so it was a long episode. It was a nice watch, says Toxic. The Whovian with a Small Collection. Have Ryan a bit of development, but in Graham's final episode, he was left on the back burner, which is sad. Yeah, I do agree to an extent. Dr. Darrell, what do you think of John being in future episodes? Some of it being in Liverpool, UK. Is it definitely going to be set in Liverpool? Because that's cool. I like that. I love Liverpool. So I think that's cool. I'm quite happy with that. I think the only thing I'd say is I was kind of looking forward to it being Yaz and the Doctor. And I think we've had 2 series now of it being quite cramped in the TARDIS. And I was looking forward to Yaz having more space to flourish. And bringing another character in might sort of bring back the same problems that we've had in series 11 and 12 potentially. Cyber Will, I will say the direction of this was good. The slow-mo TARDIS landing was beautiful. Which bit was that? Was that in the sort of lab? There was a bit, the shot of the TARDIS floating above Bristol. That was Bristol, by the way, the bridge that they were on. Clifton Suspension Bridge, that was. And the shot of the TARDIS floating, it was the trick TARDIS that then got all crumpled up. That looked amazing. It looked really, really good. The Whovian with a Small Collection. My guess, Series 13, Episode 1 will be in Halloween, Liverpool. That would be cool. I like Liverpool as a place. I don't think they've actually filmed in Liverpool, have they? But I'd be happy with that. Power King. Hello, Power King. I think you were one of the people who commented before the live stream and your comment just disappeared into the abyss. Hands down, best Jodie, Mandip, Bradley and Ryan episode. 9.9 out of 10. Just wish Yaz kissed the Doctor. I love Yaz's anger at the Doctor. When it lands at Graham's house, and that was a good slow motion shot, you're right. When it zoomed into all their faces, that was really good, I've got to admit. So yeah, there were a lot of good things about this episode. There really were. As I just said, the story. I've also put under my good things Yaz. I think she did really well, and I think when you know that she is going to be potentially the solo companion of the next series, you can tell that they put more time into sort of developing her character and setting up her story for the next series, I would say, in this episode. And possibly Ryan and Graham kind of just sort of, they did fall into the background a little bit. I did think there were some nice moments, and I'm going to mention them in the highlights. Obviously, Jack being back was great, and that is in my highlights. The whole prison break sequence was very, very good and very funny, I thought. I was just watching it, and it obviously, like I say, it felt like it took a little bit while to get going, but it's a longer episode, so that's fine. And then as soon as Jack was in the prison with her, and I can't remember what he said. Do you recognise this face or something like that? I was like, okay, come on, let's go. It was just really exciting. I thought that whole sequence. Yeah, there were lots of good things about this episode. How good did the normal bronze Daleks look in that ship? Maybe I'm just going on about the 4K HDR, but they looked really, really good, I thought. What other comments have we got? Power King, but I'm a bit concerned that the new companion is older, in my opinion. I'm not a fan of older companions, though I wish it was just Yaz and the Doctor. I kind of want it to just be Yaz and the Doctor, but I mean, he might not be on all of it. What's his name? I can't think what his name is. John Bishop. He might not be in all of it. I like the way that Graham and Ryan left. Felt more like a classic Who companions leave. Yeah, no, I can see that. Yaz best episode, hands down, my favourite. Jodie companion. My favourite Jodie companion. Kind of upset she's not alone with Jodie, but I still like how they were giving Jodie another companion because my main fear was her not getting another one. Dr. Darrell, I liked the part where she tricked the Daleks into the fake TARDIS. That was cool. Please no kissing between Yaz and the Doctor, says Dan. Toxic, I hope they don't do any more Doctor lovey-dovey stuff. Toxic is saying very much the same thing. Phil Wadsworth, agreed. Cyber Will, I really think Ryan should have died. He even says we're not going to get exterminated. That would have been the perfect foreshadowing. I did think that. As soon as he started saying that, I thought, oh, you're playing with fire, Ryan. Power King. Though I'm glad Graham's cancer didn't come back, because that would have been dark. Yeah, I agree. I cried when my boy Sycorax and Ood came back. They were in the prison. Dr. Darrell, wouldn't it be good in future episodes they for some reason they had to get Rose to help Graham and Ryan or something? That would be cool. I'd like the idea of Graham and Ryan coming back now and again, actually. Weeping Angels as well. Force Dalek, I'm back. Hey Force Dalek, you commented. I recognise you. CBL, hi CBL. This is giving me March vibes. Watching you after Series 12 was my highlight of 2020. What a lovely thing to say. That's very, very nice. The live streams were one of my highlights of 2020. There weren't many. The Whovian with a small collection, my boy Ood and Sycorax. Was cool to see the aliens in the prison. That was really cool. It reminded me of something that Russell T Davies would do. Harry Farthing, the Doctor being so distraught at the end was very sad. It was kind of sad seeing Yaz and the Doctor apart. Yeah, I really liked the bit at the end with Yaz and the Doctor just stood there. And because normally you get the companions leaving. When there's only one companion, or even like a couple like Amy and Rory, when they leave together, the Doctor's left on their own. But actually, I think it's almost nice that Yaz is there, because she was sort of saying it's okay to be sad. And normally, the end of that episode would be the Doctor stood in the TARDIS, on her own, sad, again, she's lost everyone again. But the fact that Yaz is still there, I think it's a different dynamic. We haven't really had that in new Doctor Who, I wouldn't say. Thomas Gilbert, Bad Wolf returning would be a good storyline, potentially. Phil Woodsworth, I'm glad about a third companion. I think the comedians who have done Doctor Who have worked quite well. You need a bit of a comedy element. Yeah, no, I don't disagree. Nardole is a classic example of that. And I'm not knocking John Bishop at all. He is a very, very good actor. And just a nice person. I watched a documentary about Wales with him in. Wales as in the animal, not as in the country. He's just a nice guy, and he's funny. So I think it could be quite good. Toxic says that he thinks it would be better, or she thinks it would be better with just one companion. I probably agree. I would have liked a whole series just of Yaz. Force Dalek, the Bronze Daleks looks so good. Yes, they did. The Whovian with a small collection. I like the idea that every time a companion leaves, they contemplate going back to spend more time with them. Yeah, no, I agree. I think it would be nice to have something like when Martha returned in Series 4. I think it'd be cool if they just popped back for an episode. I mean, I'm guessing they'll be in Jodie's final episode as some sort of memory or something like that. But it would be cool. Like Martha and Mickey. Yes, exactly. Their son, August. Just imagine the Doctor's face when she sees them for the first time in 11, 12 years. Yeah. I hope the new companion doesn't undermine Yaz. Fingers crossed. Also, the new sequence update. More colours. I knew I wasn't going crazy. I said that at the beginning of the stream. I thought it was the HDR. But maybe they have changed it and it's a bit more colourful. I can't wait to see what places Graham and Ryan would go with the disappearing passport. That's cool. Yeah, so they've essentially got the psychic paper. I love the mention of Gwen. Yes, actually, I think it might have been on purpose. Yeah, I think that would be cool. Gwen should come back. I like the fact that they're almost setting up a new series of Torchwood. It's crossed. Also, Captain Jack said to Yaz, "I'll take you." What did he say? "I'll take you to the Bopine Peninsula," or whatever it's called, something like that. I'm annoyed about the new companion. Would have just liked just Yaz. Yeah, Force Dalek says I do agree. Not gonna lie, when they said another announcement after the credits, don't tell me you didn't think Torture. That would have been sick. See, I missed out on that hype because, like I say, I watched it on BBC iPlayer. Dan, I really didn't like the episode. It was so long. Pacing was all over the place. Lost my focus on more than one occasion. Really not a fan. Fair enough. Each to their own. Fair enough. Like I say, I enjoyed it. I'd say it was probably one of the most enjoyable episodes of Jodie's tenure so far. But if you didn't like it, then fair enough. The sequence had a few new tweaks with VFX. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, there were a lot of good things in this episode. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really did. I get where you're coming from, saying that it was a little bit long, and I do think that Chris Chibnall does have some issues with pacing here and there, but actually, for the most part, I did enjoy it. I would say I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed Resolution, if I had to pick between the festive specials. Now, there was one negative that I felt when I was writing down my notes before the stream, and that was that I felt that at times the writing felt a little bit wooden. And the reason that I'm saying the writing rather than the acting is because for a lot of this episode I thought it was very strong. But obviously we've had Jack written by three of the writers really now. We've had Stephen Moffat, Russell T Davies and Chris Chibnall. And there was a moment when Jack was walking with Yaz, when they were walking towards wherever they were somewhere, weren't they? And they were going to the factory. And it just felt a little bit wooden, I thought. And it was Jack, it was John Barrowman acting. And obviously we know that he can act well because we've seen him in loads of other episodes and he's fine. And there was some dialogue that I just thought, he sounds like Ryan, Graham and Yaz in series 11 and 12. The complaints that people have had about their dialogue, it just sounded a bit like that. And I thought, oh, see that tells me that that's more of a writing thing, because we've seen John Barrowman act. We know he can act. So it just felt a bit wooden, I thought. Let's see what else you've got to say. If there was a Torchwood announcement, oh my god, that would have been cool. There was a quick shot of Bishop in a cage, and it gave me Donna vibes. I just literally watched that at the beginning of the stream because I didn't see it when it was first on TV. And yeah, I agree. I thought the same thing. The Rose mention was nice. That was nice. That was a nice nod. I thought they might have a sort of thing running through the episode of Captain Jack constantly mentioning all the companions who've left. Yeah, how he dropped in Rose and then he'd go, oh yeah, no, he had another companion called Donna who also left, or something like that. And they were slowly realising throughout the episode, okay, people leave. But no, that didn't happen. It would have been nice, but not the end of the world. Rank out of 10. I can't remember what any of my rankings were from Series 12, to be honest with you. I would say, if I had to give it a number, I'd say 8.5 probably. It's probably not 9 and it's probably not 10, but 8.5, I'd say it was a solid episode. I enjoyed it. One of the best of Jodie's so far. Looking forward to the Sontaran return. Yeah, I am too. Power King, though I thought when I saw the teaser at the end of the episode, I thought he was the new Doctor. Like, oh my god, the BBC, you just hand it to us on a golden platter. That would have been amazing, or a big shock anyway. Dan, hoping I'll enjoy it more second time watch. That's exactly how I felt, James. The acting and the writing was a bit wooden. Didn't feel like Jack or the companions. See, it did for some of it, I think. But then there were some lines that Jack said that I just thought, it sounds like you're trying to write sort of the campiness of Captain Jack that Russell T Davies nails. And some of it just didn't quite land, I thought. It did feel at times that it was like almost like a fan fiction of Captain Jack. Like it was using, and they reused some lines, which I thought was nice. The have you had work done? You could talk. That whole thing. That they reused some, which was a nice nod, but it did feel like a little bit of an impression almost of Captain Jack at times. But it was good. Has anyone else been wondering where Clara has gone before Jodie? I haven't, to be honest with you. Dan, can you imagine more Torchwood? Would need to be written by Russell T Davies, though. It would be really good. I mean, I love Russell T Davies, but I'd be happy for anyone to write it as long as it was good. Even if, I mean, Chris Chibnall wrote series 1 and 2, which are arguably my least favourite ones, but I'd be happy with more Torchwood. I really, really would. Forced Dalek, I would say 8 out of 10, so you're pretty much on the same wavelength as me. I felt like it was too quick to get the Doctor out. Wait, when... Yes. No, yeah, you're right. I mean, the jailbreak was a bit quick. I agree. But they had a lot of stuff to do as well. They had a lot of stuff to do. Toby Harris would say 9 out of 10. Really liked the companions this episode. Yeah, I did too. W and G fan. Hey there. Hey, W and G fan. Dan, oh my god, James, that's exactly what I thought. Fan fiction, yeah. Brittany fan. I think John Bishop's character could be another incarnation of the Timeless Child. The way the teaser was shot gave me that impression. Yeah, maybe. I kind of hope not, but maybe. It would be nice if maybe it was just a sort of, you know, like how Adam was in series 1, where it was just for a few episodes. It wasn't some, because the trouble is when you get a companion who's in their sort of 50s and 60s, I feel that they fall into the bracket of Wilf and Graham, and I think that there could be a risk of John Bishop's character falling straight into that and it just being basically like Graham's there. It's just an older companion and especially when they're sort of comic relief as well. I hope that he feels different to Graham, but we'll have to wait and see. When the Chinese woman was hiding behind the car looking up at the Dalek ship, I thought it was Clara from the back when she turned around. I thought it felt weird. It felt like she was going to be something more. And obviously the whole point of it was that the shot was going to go up to the ship. I get it. But at first I thought, what? I'm just really happy we're getting another companion who's not a girl from present-day Earth. That's true. It is nice to have something refreshing. Though why didn't Captain Jack say, oh, you've redecorated, I don't like it. I did think that they might throw that in. WNG fan, this episode was written very plain. I liked the return of the Russell T Davies Daleks and the Dalek Civil War that took place on the bridge. Yeah, that was cool. I remember when the leaked footage of that came out on the bridge. That was ages ago. And I love Bristol. And I went to Bristol a little while after that and walked across the bridge just to see. And to see the TARDIS landing on top of that pillar on the bridge, that was really cool. Geektown liked the companions. Mike Harvey, what friends did Ryan have to go back to? We barely see his friends. That did make me laugh, actually, because he said, I've got to go back, I've got to look after my friends. And then him and Graham are just going off to a different country. He's literally just abandoned his friends as much as he would have if he was in the TARDIS, which I thought was funny. Dr. Darrell, I wish Doctor Who did a separate series, but an interactive series. That would be an interesting idea. I'd rather Yaz be given a chance as a solo companion. I agree. I thought she really shone on her own this episode. Can you do more streams like this weekly? Maybe rewatching all of old Who, all of new Who. I'll definitely look into it. I definitely want to do more streams, and I know I've said that a million times, and I just don't. One of the ideas that I've got that I'm pretty set on is there is a Doctor Who game coming out. Not the VR one, but there's another one coming out in sort of April, May time. And I'd like the idea of doing live streams, playing it live with you guys. I think that would be quite cool. But I'd love to do more live streams. I really would. Especially when we get a good conversation in the chat. I've got not a lot of notes and we've been talking for 26 minutes. I just like having a conversation really with you guys. The Whovian with a small collection. I'm holding John Bishop. I'm hoping is a badass granddad character fighting and stuff. That would be cool. Not a massive John Bishop fan, says Dan. It's not your evening tonight, is it, Dan? Geektown. I wish we saw more of the actual Dalek on the Dalek fight. Of the actual Dalek on Dalek fight. Yeah, there wasn't really a lot of it. It's all right. Do you think Jack's going to see Gwen was a teaser for the return of a certain show? Possibly. I hope so. I so wish someone mentioned Harriet Jones. Yeah, that would have been good. What I found very troubling was the incinerator scene when the case with the living Dalek was opened. Why did he open the case? It also, correct me if I'm wrong, but it looked like a PC case. You know, like when you're building a PC and you select the tower. It looked like one of them. Sun Breezy 393. Personally, I felt for a 75-minute episode, the stakes didn't seem that high. The scale of the story seemed both small and large at the same time. I can see where you're coming from there. For Starlink, genuinely, I do videos now. We could do streaks together. I'm assuming you mean streams. On call while watching the episode and then discuss it afterwards, or even just you. I need more streams. They remind me of the good old days in March. Yo, did you hear Gwen has a son? Did she not have a son? Oh no, she had a daughter, didn't she? In Miracle Day. I just thought they were talking about the same kid, but it was a daughter, wasn't it, in Miracle Day? So she obviously had a second kid. I cried watching this. It gave me such good memories of February. Are you talking about the live stream, or are you talking about the episode? Because if you're crying at the live stream, it's not over yet. You're fine. Pow King, yes, her son. No, her son wasn't in Miracle Day. It was a daughter. It was Anwin or something like that. So yeah, she didn't have a son in Miracle Day. Or if she did, I've completely forgot. That being said, I've got to go. Bye, Power King. See ya. Thanks for tuning in. I should probably carry on talking about my thoughts now, to be honest with you. So I'll come back to the comments in a minute. So yeah, the writing was a bit wooden. That, to be honest, that was the only real bad thing I had to say. Now there's quite a lot of highlights. The prison break was one of them. Although as someone said, it was quite quick, and it would have been cool to maybe have more of that. Maybe more of a planning thing, but it is what it is. It's not the end of the world. Yaz and the Doctor in the TARDIS. I don't know what moment it was. They were in there together. It was just the two of them. And I just thought it was a really nice moment. It was when Yaz was saying, I know that you're not going to be... When the Doctor was saying, look, she was like, you trust me, I won't ever let you down. And Yaz was saying, you're going to leave one day. And I thought that was a really nice... Yaz, although she's getting dangerously like Clara in terms of she doesn't want to let the Doctor go, but I thought that was a really nice moment. Yaz just felt like so much more of a rounded character. When you think how far she's come since Series 11, she just felt good in this episode, I thought. And also Ryan and the Doctor in the TARDIS. Although my only criticism of the scene that they had, which was very nice, and they were talking about... Ryan was just very blunt and just said, look, I don't think I'm going to carry on travelling, etc. They were in the middle of a Dalek invasion. And they just felt like sitting down and having a 5-minute chat, which is I think is maybe a problem of Chris Chibnall's Doctor Who. I do think that is noticeable. There's loads of other stuff going on, and then all of a sudden, hang on a minute, we're going to have a sit down and we're going to talk about our feelings. And that's how it felt to me, to an extent. But it was a nice scene, nevertheless. Out of context, it was a lovely scene. It was just the fact that in the middle of a Dalek invasion, it felt a little bit out of place. Force Dalek is crying about the stream. I'm assuming that you're not actually crying, because I really don't want you to cry. It's very nice that you're so invested, though. Skinner21, I really enjoyed it. Good. WNG fan, also, when the Prime Minister was announcing the Daleks, why didn't anyone freak out at that moment? They moved the planet and enslaved them. I'm assuming that's just all been wiped. I did like the fact they killed her, though. Although I kind of wanted, what's his name? Mr. President to get shot, not going to lie, but I didn't mind him that much in this episode. I didn't really like him in Arachnids in the UK because he was just a bit of a Donald Trump impersonator, but in this episode I thought it was okay. It was a daughter in Miracle Day. I thought it was. There was no point of the prison scenes. It led nowhere. It filled screen time and threw in some references. As much as I liked the references, that shouldn't have been what it was there for. Mike Harvey. Yeah, I do get where you're coming from. They could have added more to the prison. But it is what it is. I mean, it would have been cool if she was in prison and then maybe the Daleks invaded the prison. I don't know. I'm completely changing the story. Procedural Traveller. I wish Jodie was in prison for at least half the episode. Then it lets the companion drive the plot. I was under the impression, and they did basically lie to us, didn't they? I was under the impression that the fam was stuck on Earth and Jack was with them, helping them, whilst the Doctor was stuck in prison, and that she wasn't going to be in it much. But actually, like you say, she was in prison for, what, 10 minutes? That was it. And there wasn't really... We could have had more prison, probably. It could have been scarier, potentially. I don't know. Dr. Darrell. Imagine the Doctor was evil all the time, just getting all his or her companions together just for a little game, and the Daleks were mind-controlled by the Doctor, and the Daleks were good. Yeah. That sounds... Yeah, weird. The Whovian with a small collection. I definitely see a Charlie Pollard exit for Yaz. Charlie is in Big Finish companion, if you all don't know her. I don't know her, to be honest. Although, speaking of Big Finish, I did think Ryan and Graham's exit, that Big Finish are going to be all over that. You can just tell. They're going to be all over that, Ryan and Graham. Brittany fan, the scene between Ryan and the Doctor talking about their lives... maybe like Ryan as a character, which is a shame as it's his last episode. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Force Dalek, I loved when the Daleks turned on everyone and the Prime Minister was like, there were some teething problems. Yeah, that's true. The prison scenes felt like forced nostalgia. Yeah, I do get what a lot of you were saying about that. Shame we didn't get any Jadoon prison guards. That's true. Although I'm not sure if it was ever meant to be a Jadoon prison. I was under the impression that it was just a prison and the Jadoon were putting her in prison rather than an actual Jadoon-run prison. But I could be wrong. Dan, even though it was drawn out, I'm glad Ryan got some screen time and a chance to talk to the Doctor. Graham seemed a bit sidelined, though. Yeah, I do agree about Graham. I wonder how long Nick Briggs will voice the Daleks. Hopefully forever. I don't have a problem with the way he's done it. The real reason for the prison scenes was to show you the best aliens. My boy, Pating. And didn't Jodie also, or the Doctor, didn't she also make a bit of a joke about the Pating? Something like the mighty Pating or something? I thought that's clearly just been put in there as a bit of a joke. Did you like the Star Wars reference at the beginning? Yes and no. I feel like it is a bit of a staple of the specials now in Chris Chibnall's era. They do tend to have quite a lot of references to other things. I'm not a massive Star Wars fan, so For me, yeah, it was all right, but it wasn't anything amazing. I'd imagine if you were a Star Wars fan, it would be a lot more engaging. The Daleks were badass in this episode to Geek Town. Yeah, they did. They killed a lot of people. Dan, haha, James, I thought the same about Graham and Ryan continuing in Big Finish. It's going to happen. It's 100% going to happen. Force Dalek. Would have liked the Doctor to buy a new outfit in the charity shop. Maybe some same outfit, different colour coat. I don't mind her outfit, to be honest. I know that some Doctors like changing their outfits. I don't mind Jodie just staying in the same thing. What do you think of the Timeless Child? Says Mike Harvey. God, I don't know. I still don't know about it, and I didn't know. It's been, 7 or 8 months. It is what it is. I think it will sink into the history of Doctor Who. I think it won't be mentioned a lot, to be honest with you. That's my prediction. My thoughts on it. It's all right. It annoys me a little bit, but it is what it is. Force Dalek. Want to hop on Xbox and talk whilst playing. You know what? I did get the new Xbox, and I'm liking it so far. If you ask what I did this year, in one word, Xbox. That's what I did. 367 minutes later. Why didn't they just say 6 hours later? Yeah, the beginning? I think it's just a state. I think the thing about Chris Chibnall's Doctor Who is that I feel that a lot of it, or some of it, is a bit dad jokey. If you know what I mean, it feels like Chris Chibnall is sat there writing it, and he's absolutely wetting himself writing it. But it's actually not that funny at times. It's like the scene in Resolution, where they with the Wi-Fi, and I feel like Chris Chibnall wrote that and was absolutely in hysterics, and it just didn't land with a lot of people. And there is a lot of moments like that. I think not relevant to the episode, but who's your favourite companion and Doctor? Says Thomas Gilbert. Favourite Doctor is probably David Tennant. Although I do like all of them, to be fair, but David Tennant is my Doctor. Companion, difficult to say. I do really like Bill, but some of her episodes I don't think are that great. Difficult one. I really don't know. I'd probably say, I feel like probably Rose, but then again, it's been so long, and there's so many other companions that I do really like as well. Yeah, a difficult one. The Daleks were cute when they were arguing on the bridge. Kind of wish Jack got an actual goodbye. Yeah, what? I don't even know what his last scene was. He did just kind of go. The Timeless Child is not the Doctor. Just before it told you who it was, the Matrix cut out. 100% not her. Do I have a PS5? No. I couldn't buy both, and I'm more of an Xbox person. I do have a PS4. I did buy a PS4 in lockdown. So I've been playing through the exclusives on that. And I do, on that note, anyone who does like live streams, I am tempted to start doing some games and stuff. I don't know what. I'm still in the air, but I would quite like to do more live streams, maybe more gaming. Like I said, the Doctor Who game I'd really like to do, but maybe some other games as well. I mean, I'm terrible with horror games, so maybe that. Maybe, I don't know. What do you think about the rumoured romance between Yaz and the Doctor? I just don't see it. I don't have a problem with it, but I just don't see it. It would feel forced to me. I like the idea of Yaz really looking up to the Doctor, but a romance, I don't know. I mean, when I was a kid, and obviously there was the romance with Rose and stuff, and I liked that, but having watched more Doctor Who since and understanding the character more, I think it doesn't quite make sense. It makes sense for Rose because he just destroyed his own people and he was feeling horrible and she made him feel better. But for the Doctor just randomly fall in love with companions, I don't know. I know a lot of people are against it, but I'm kind of on the fence about it. There's a lot of dad jokes, says Geektown. Microwave destroyed the rusted Dalek. Force Dalek. Let's just think about this for a second. We'll hopefully be back here doing these later this year. Can we just skip to then, please? That would be great. I know that they've reduced the episode count, but it would really be good to get some more Doctor Who September, October time, maybe. Also, the Doctor's reaction to the silence seemed off to me. I think it was just a joke, wasn't it? She was just joking about the whole memory thing. It was a bit fan servicey. Stephen Padishi, is that how I pronounce your name? Sorry if it's not. Not one of the better episodes, but hey, it's Doctor Who. Sad to see Brandy go. He was the best part of the 13th Doctor's reign so far, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens. John Bishop might be fun. I think he will be. We'll all miss your live streams, James. That's very nice. Thanks for that, Dan. I've missed live streaming. I definitely need to do it more. I always say this, and I never do. But I would like to. Force Dalek, GTA 5. I played the new heist the other day. Thought it was quite good. Dan, please no Dr. Romance. Yaz Dr. Romance. Yeah, a lot of people seem to be against it. I heard somewhere that Xbox could buy PlayStation. I can't see that happening. It's not going to happen. Mike Harvey, Chibnall's Torchwood or Chibnall's Doctor Who? I haven't watched Chibnall's Torchwood in a long time. Series 1 and 2 I haven't watched for a while, so I probably couldn't say. I'd probably be tempted. I don't know, because at the start of Lockdown 1 I tried to make my girlfriend watch Series 1 of Torchwood, and we just didn't get through it. She didn't really enjoy it that much. And it's very sexual, isn't it? And not always in an enjoyable way. It feels a bit in your face, I think. Yeah, makes me wonder what Chris Chibnall's like in private. But yeah, I'd say probably Chibnall's Doctor Who. But again, I haven't watched Torchwood in so long ago. Countryside was good though. The Whovian with the Small Collection said Countryside. That used to creep me out when I was younger. I remember watching that for the first time. Procedural Traveller. I don't know why, but I feel like Brad and Toad's exit was a little lacking. Would have loved a more intriguing exit rather than just the up and go. It was weird that I felt sad for Graham that he felt like he had to leave just because Ryan was leaving. I did think that was quite sad, really. Yeah. I don't want John to be another Graham. I hope he brings something new. Yeah, I agree. I miss talking about Doctor Who being live. Well, that's why I do it. I did the new heist too. Easy in my opinion. We're talking about GTA there. What was the thing about the Vision of Grace? It was a bit badly edited, wasn't it? Yeah, it was alright, but it seemed a bit pointless. What if the Timeless Child is either the Master or Rose? I think the Timeless Child just needs to sort of go in the corner or something. Torchwood was quite sexual, says Mike. Sex gas for the win. Yeah, that was a weird episode. Children of Earth, the best series of Torchwood, excellent television. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed Miracle Day as well. Makes me wonder what Chibnall was like in private. Children of Earth, Class TV, quote of the night. Class TV, you mean Class TV series. So yeah, there were some highlights. What was my overall thoughts of the episode? Really solid episode, I think. I'd say one of Jodie's best. I enjoyed it. It's nice to have new Doctor Who. There was a few scenes there where it was sort of shots of the Doctor, and it was sort of weird to watch new shots of the Doctor because we haven't had any for so long. So I really enjoyed it. I liked Captain Jack's return. It felt like he slotted in nicely. I'd like to see him back more. Maybe not as a constant companion, but it would be nice if he came back maybe once a series, once every other series, something like that. It was a good episode. That's all I can say, really. I wonder what the extra scene was that filmed in November was. Could have been the Bishop reveal. It could have been that, to be fair. It probably was that. When I loaded up YouTube, you were on my recommended. So you're not even subscribed. That's very cool that I was on your recommended. Like I say, if you're not already subscribed, I would appreciate that. That's next on my notes, actually, because my last thing to say. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, I would appreciate if you did. I'm really actually happy with the last few videos that I've done on the channel. I know that I've not been around a lot of this year, but obviously it's been a weird year, and sometimes it's been difficult to know what to do and what to say, really. But it's been really nice being back, and I'm really happy with the 2 videos I've done where I reacted to the trailer for Revolution of the Daleks, and also a video that I did a month or 2 ago about paranormal experiences that I've had in different videos. So if you are interested in either of those 2 things, I'd appreciate it if you popped over there and checked out those videos as well. Do you feel that the show is now on its way up again? Difficult to say, because it was the golden days with David Tennant, and I just don't know. It just feels different. Obviously, it's a different era, so it's difficult to judge, really. Obviously, viewing figures are going down, but that's on all TV shows, really. For me, I think it still needs to be improved. The writing, I think, does need to be improved. The stories need to be improved, although Series 12 was a huge improvement over 11, so I hope that Series 13 will be an even bigger improvement. But to say it's on its way up again, difficult to say, really. For me, the episode was a fun romp, says Brittany, and I agree, and I think that's really what the festive specials are there to do. It reminds me a bit, I mean the episode doesn't, but that comment reminds me of the Husbands of River song, which I know some people hate. I really liked it because it's just easy going, it's a fun episode, it's easy watching, and it's just enjoyable. Ben Jordan, hello there. Hello, Ben. Mike Harvey, for me, I think Jodie tries to emulate Tennant too much, and sometimes she fails to show the gravity of the situation, could do a better job being darker. I think she's alright. I agree that she has parts of the 10th Doctor in her, but I'd say also the 11th. I wouldn't say I have a problem with it. Skinner, sorry I'm late. It's all right, Skinner, don't worry. Really enjoyed the special. I'm glad that you did. Can we all agree that the pacing was pretty odd? Some parts were super fast and snappy. Other parts were stalled to a halt and was kind of slow. I do agree. I do think there's a bit of a pacing problem running through Chris Chibnall's era. But I can get over it. It is what it is. It's still a good episode, I think. I feel that Doctor Who should end someday because it's not really doing great. And there's really not much episodes out. I mean, there's going to be a new series out this year. I think it's still doing well. Obviously, it's doing well worldwide now as well. So you've got to think not just in the UK, but in America and everything, it's doing very well. I think they make the specials easier for the casual viewer to follow. Yeah, and I don't think there's any problem with that, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's a fun romp and made and helped me see hope for Doctor Who's future. I liked the whole TARDIS crushing into itself. I agree. There's so much stuff to talk about with this 75-minute episode that it is difficult to talk about all of it. All in all, I would say it was a good episode. Like I say, about 8.5 out of 10 I would give it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Captain Jack's return. All of the companions were very good, I thought, in this episode. The Doctor was very good in this episode. Even Robertson was very good in this episode. And the Daleks were good as well, don't get me wrong. So I did enjoy it, I've got to admit. Mike Harvey says Davies, Moffat or Chibnall. I would say Russell T Davies, all the way. I met him last year and he was really cool. Ben Jordan, looking forward to seeing Angela the Angel return for Series 13. This special is the first time I got emotional with the show. It did feel a little bit emotional when Ryan and Graham were leaving, I agree. Yeah, it's always going to be emotional, and I thought that TARDIS scene was quite nice, actually. So yeah, how long have I been live streaming for? A long time, 47 minutes, blimey. Right, I'm gonna head off now. I think I've just about squeezed every last bit of opinion I can get out of myself for now. I'll probably need to watch it again and get a good idea of a solid opinion on the episode, and I'm sure I'll speak to you again about it at some point. This has been really fun, hasn't it? It's a shame that we haven't got a full series coming. Obviously, I will be back for the full series whenever that is in later this year, but I would like to do other stuff in the meantime. So it would be really good to do some live streams, possibly some normal videos. As I say, if you're not already subscribed, then please do subscribe, because you'll obviously get any videos that I make in your subscription box, and I would appreciate if you watch them, comment on them. I obviously recognise a lot of your names because we've spoken every week in Series 12 and even Series 11 for some of you. So when you comment on the videos, I genuinely do know who you are, and I do appreciate your ongoing support. So I really do appreciate that. I appreciate you for remembering who I am after the year that it's been, and after the lack of videos that have been up as well. I hope all of you have a good new year. I will be back soon with other videos. And thanks for watching. I've really enjoyed all of your opinions and discussing it. In the meantime, my Twitter is in the description. If you follow me on there, I'm more than happy to have any conversations with you, any opinions, any discussions. As For Starlick is saying, here I go into hibernation till the November streams. I can't wait for a new series, and I'm really excited to speak to you again. But for now, that's it. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you have a good one. Hopefully it'll be better than last year, and hopefully I'll be seeing more of you than last year as well. thanks for watching. Really do appreciate your ongoing support. And I will speak to you very soon. And if not very soon, I will definitely see some of you when the new series comes out, hopefully later this year. So stay safe, everyone. I mean that. Stay safe. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching, everybody.